it's time.
It's time.
And now, it's time for Herman and Sharron.
I love you.
everybody.
Thank you so much for joining us. We have one of the finest opportunities for you that are watching right now to change your entire body. How can you do that? Take a look at this.
We are LifeSource Vitamins. We could tell you about our scientifically advanced research and development, about the processes we use to choose all of our nutrients. But we would rather just tell you one thing. We answer to God in all that we do. Let our family earn your family's trust. Call us today, 1-800-567-8122, or visit us online at lifesourcevitamins.com.
Yes, we have Bruce Brightman with us today. He's founder of LifeSource Nutrition and the youngest of 7 children.
Wow.
Wow. It was the pain of losing his father, Al Brightman, in 1992 to pancreatic cancer that motivated Bruce to start a nutrition company to help other people become healthier. LifeSource Nutrition is a Christ-centered company donating all of the proceeds to Campus Crusade for Christ. Great. And the Jesus Film Project, Dr. Bill Bright's organizations. Right. That's wonderful.
Good to have you.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
so nice to have you.
Bruce,
today.
you got to stand up. You got to stand
Oh,
up.
he loves it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look, see right there.
Are you guys brothers?
Yeah, they're different
Twins.
brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, twins.
But your dad played basketball
Yep.
on,
Boston Celtics.
Boston
and
Celtics.
how many points did he score one time?
So he was the first guy ever to score 20 points in a basketball game.
The first guy?
Yeah, back then I think they scored 30 in the entire game. It was a different game back then,
And then he could, was it baseball he was also great at?
yeah. So he also played for the Cleveland Indians, Baltimore Orioles. He actually caught off of the great Bob Feller. So he was an all-around athlete.
Yeah, he was.
Very gifted man.
Well, we're not going to do the interview standing up, so why don't you go ahead and
All right, great.
Good to have. I got to tell you something funny. I get magazines, and the magazines that I happen to get had, I mean, it was a lot like this right here, but it had a great advertisement in it about vitamins. Of course, you know, since the 80s when we started on TV, I've done vitamin shows, and I'll have people come up to me every once in a while. They say, "Are you still on that vitamin stuff?" And I say, "Still on that vitamin stuff." But it caught my eye, and so I would go to another magazine, and lo and behold, there was an advertisement. And I go, you know, I'm going to ask Linda Opsel if she'd just go and try to get this guy. Don't know if it's possible, whatever, but here's the founder right here with us.
That's right.
So your advertisement works, by the way.
Well, thank
It's
you.
great stuff.
Evidently it does.
But look at, I even have one of his. I don't know if you can get a shot of this, Dave, or whatever, because I drive my. Oh, good shot, man. I drive my. Put it over here, Herman. Okay, powered by God. You can have one of those for a gift of $1,000 to Bruce. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, but you're going to have an opportunity to because just send for them. Good to have you.
Thank
now,
you. It's great to
give
be
me a little idea. It says LifeSource Nutrition, a company that answers to God in all we do. Now, that's a good advertisement, but in fact, in reality, is that true?
Yes, it is true. It's the reason I founded this company was to give back. Losing my dad, very painful, obviously, as everybody out there knows,
just
to lose a
admired
parent.
him,
But through that came hope, and the hope was that I was going to do something. Didn't know what it was that I was going to do, but I was going to do something that made a difference. And I was in Portland, Oregon. I was driving home from a meeting that I was going to invest in another company.
Now, you're very successful before this.
Yes. It's how you measure success. I've been very fortunate in my business career, yes.
I've never heard a guy that's success ever say how successful he is. That tells me he's successful.
Yeah.
Whenever I have a guy that's going to really start bragging, I'm going, I need to check his credentials.
Right.
But that's neat.
Yeah. So early on in life, I started a company called Hollywood Video. It grew to a very large company. My best friend and I started it. I was 26, he was 28. And from that spurned all these other businesses. I had just sold a business, a children's fitness and entertainment business. And that's when I got the news about my father. And I thought my father is Superman. He was a big, strong, strapping father, loved him dearly.
You
we
look
all
like
did.
him?
I do look like him. Yeah, he was unfortunately, he looks like me and I look like him. So
how old was he at the time when he got
he was diagnosed at 66 and we lost him when he was 68. He lasted about 18 months. Through that,
what kind of cancer was it?
pancreatic. And it's brutal, and everybody out there knows it's one of the tougher ones. He probably was my size, 250 pounds, and when he died, I think he was 140 pounds, and it was tough. But through all that, just made me want to do something that could give back, and more importantly was to help people not lose their loved ones sooner than they had to. And I say that because my own father's doctor, great man, love him dearly, totally disregarded any vitamins, supplements, said they don't work, don't worry about it, don't take them, Al.
Oh yeah. That's why I was telling you, in the 80s when I would do programs, they would go, that's voodoo stuff. That doesn't work, and it's amazing, full circle.
Most doctors, that's what they say, right?
The same doctor today, as all doctors just about, believe in vitamins. Their waiting rooms are still full brim, full up. And they know that vitamins work. They're pushing them. A lot of doctors are selling them in their offices. And so it's come full circle. And with doctors, they get very little education on nutrition and vitamin supplementation. All theirs is, nothing's preventative, it's reactionary. So they're going to react when you come in, when you have high blood pressure, they're going to react on that and give you a prescription for that high blood pressure. Right. Versus taking this little tiny pill that could slow it down, and it's a natural pill that could slow down your blood pressure, bring your blood pressure into check.
It's natural.
Your cholesterol levels and all this stuff. And I think in 15, 20 years, it's going to be commonplace where vitamins are being spoken of by all doctors instead of just...
I read something about you. You said, I was on vitamins like $70, $80 a month, $100 a month, and I was still getting sick. And you're going, what is with this? Now we've all, because I'm a vitamin guy, and I've thought that very same thing. I've gone, wait a minute, these guys that don't do anything get the flu. I do everything, and I'm getting the flu. Now, what happened as that process grew?
So what I did is, like I said, I was driving home one day. I was going to invest in this company, and I think everyone watching this channel especially knows, God spoke to me and said, you're not doing that. Here's what you're doing. I had no thoughts about getting into the vitamin business, none. But God chose me and said, this is what I want you doing. And it was the most crystal clear business plan that I have never written in my whole life. It was, doors weren't just open, doors were kicked open for me to get in this business. And it was, and I hate to admit this, but it was the easiest business I've ever done, yet the most complicated business I've ever had. Video business, easy. You rent a movie, they bring it back. You rent it again, that's where you make your money. This business, it's nutrient driven, it's plant-based, it's very complicated. Getting the milk from the right source that is organic and grass-fed and hormone-free and not heating it above 118 degrees. And we do it the way...
How do you get educated on that? My goodness.
He was born with quite a brain.
I've done a lot of research in this industry before, never knowing what I was going to, never even knew why I was doing it, but my dad loved vitamins. But our idea of taking vitamins back in those days, 25 years ago, was buying them at 7-Eleven with 8 of them in one pack. We pop them in there and slug it down with
Didn't know what they were.
Yeah, with a drink. Now it's a lot more scientific.
In fact, you said that you checked out some of these well-known, we won't mention any names, well-known, I mean big time known, and they don't have what they say they have in that vitamin.
Yes.
Or in that drink. Because some of yours is like you can drink the vitamin, which I kind of like because it gets to your bloodstream like that. but why don't they have what they say they have?
A lot of it is cost. And, you know, it's a very complicated business. You can buy a bunch of,
Let's just say vitamin C.
vitamin C, or let's say something a little more organic. Vitamin C is non-organic to a degree. Let's say you're going to buy kale to go into a green veggie drink. You can buy kale at freshly picked a week, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, freeze dried. So it is getting further and further away from the nutrient source. So therefore, by the time it's ground up and put into a green drink, it has lost almost everything, if not all of the nutrient value.
Right.
So there's ways you can be in this business, and you can do it in a economical way and sell it to the masses and have amazing commercials that say it's going to do all this stuff, because it really can't be proven. But there's also another way, which is what we like to do. We don't make a lot of money from this. We have a lot of customers, but all the money, we know where it's going. We know it's going to great cause. Dr. Bill Bright, what an amazing
He's
man
in
he
heaven
was.
listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is a great guy. I met him when I first met him. I knew, you know, there's certain people that have a shorter conduit to God than the rest of us.
Yeah.
I don't even know if there was a conduit between he and God. They're so close, and he was such a great man. And he was a big time factor in me kind of doing this whole thing.
Okay, athletes, are they on this product that you're endorsing?
Yes, we've tested this on numerous thousands of athletes, from Olympic athletes to NFL players to anybody that wanted to see what it could do starting 20 years ago. And the results were all the same. If your body is completely balanced, it can fix a lot of the problems that we have today. If it is not, what it does is it starts robbing from, if you're low on calcium, where's it going to get your calcium? It's going into your bones, and it's going to take them from your bones. So what does that do? Yes, it gives your body the nourishment that it needs for the calcium, but what's it doing to that bone? It's making that bone brittle, right? So then you have that to deal with, and then your doctor's giving you a medication for that, a prescription for that, and then, things start happening. So our goal at LifeSource is to give you what you need when you need it.
How do you get your balance?
Tough, because we're all different people, but the first thing is a great multivitamin. It kind of gets you close, right? Certainly if it uploads to the bloodstream. If it flows through you like the one-a-day type vitamin that you pop in, they usually flow through. If there's any synthetic at all, it's just like margarine. If there's any synthetic in there at all, your body doesn't know what to do with synthetics. It's just a fact.
It just dispels it.
That's why butter is appropriate, right? Even though it's a little higher in fat, it's a little higher in some of these things, but your body knows what to do with it. It's like mother's milk, right? So that's getting to balance is the first thing, is to having a great multivitamin.
You say those that take quality nutritional supplements reach their full potential. And your comment, I just want results.
Results are we're in the results business. If you're not judging by results, you're in the wrong business. You either feel better as a result of taking a supplement, or it's not working. Switch to something else. And we're no different. So ours, we test everything. We make sure we test it on people that when they take it, they know there's a feeling in their body. They're so finely tuned, and that's why we chose athletes, really. They're so finely tuned that they understand when they take it, does it work?
And because they know if it works.
They know if it works, because they're monitoring food intake, calorie intake, fat intake, carbohydrate intake. So certainly a vitamin or a whey protein or anything that we have, they're going to feel it.
There's so many different products to take, though. How do you know which
that's
ones
what
really
I was just going to show
you're
this,
going to need?
This magazine has, I mean, just a multitude of in fact, the whey product or protein, that you can mix in like a freezy or
yeah, you can mix it with ice and blend it. You can just shake it with milk, or do half and half milk and water, or you can put it into any kind of shake. The vanilla, we have people that make pancakes out of it.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden your pancakes are loaded with protein instead of, other things, and it's just good.
Yeah, let me just give you a little idea on this magazine, because I was holding the wrong camera. Yeah, I mean, it is just replete with all kinds of. It is tough to try to go through a magazine like this, but look at this. I mean, it's everything, and then you spell out what it will do for you. Now, I mean, we have your website on there. Yeah. To get people involved in this, tell them how they can begin. Because we have products, in fact, we'll be showing you on the screen from time to time some of the products, even down to your own bracelet. But there's some of them. Okay, take a look at that. How can they get started, and what should they order to get started?
The first thing is a multivitamin, but what they can do, which we've done since inception, is if anybody calls us, we ask them, what are you taking? What do you think you need? And then we'll guide them to the least amount of products, not the most amount of products. We're not in this to have products you're taking that aren't specifically for you. You don't need them.
So they can call you and talk to somebody there at your company?
There's somebody there all the time.
Really?
Yeah. So for us, it is about optimum health. If you need a multivitamin and you need calcium, if you're a female, fantastic. We're going to get that. We're going to get you the ones that work. If calcium upsets your stomach a little bit, we'd steer you to the calcium citrate. So there's things that we can do. And then if you have arthritis, we might add something in here for arthritis. But we're not going to add other things that you don't need. We're not that type of company. We can put you on auto ship. We're not going to make you go to auto ship. Most of our people aren't on auto ship.
What is that?
Where you would get it every month.
Yeah.
We want you to call us to order online. We want that personal relationship. We're not a big bank, big phone bank. Mm-hmm. We're a small company that does lots of volume, lots of products. We donate lots of money. That's what we're in it for. We're not in it to sell a bunch of different products to people that don't need them.
So if this company went away tomorrow, it wouldn't change your lifestyle?
No.
And you're giving to the gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ.
Yes.
To get that out.
That's why we're in business. And I say this, and in fact, I've gotten some kickback from this over the years. I always say God is the CEO of that company. I am his humble servant. I'm just a widget that God put in the place to do this work so I can help fund some ministries.
Comments that you hear once they get on the product? Amazing,
life-changing. Lots of people have been with us for all 20 years, 20 plus years. We got a guy named Ray up in the Northeast, Ray in New Jersey. Our first customer, still with us today. Very first customer, still with us today. And we have a special bond with our customers. It's pretty amazing. You take the time. We'll sit on the phone for a half an hour. And that's just what we do. We talk through medications. We just have great people that care about what they're selling. And they're selling health, not vitamins as much as overall health. We have people that are 95 years old, and we have people that are 15 years old and 3 years old taking our children's multivitamins, chewables and liquids.
You got any 74?
I'm hoping after today. My mom's 87, so
wow.
Yeah.
Now, the products are sent by, I mean, how do they get them? They deliver them at the door? How is this done?
Yeah, so they would order, and it goes out USPS priority. So you'll get it within 2 days, pretty much anywhere. Up and down the eastern seaboard, you get it in a day usually.
So if they want to find out, okay, how do I get started? Somebody will help them. Mm-hmm. Like, here's the walk.
Yes.
I'll take you through it. They get a magazine.
We can mail them one of those, and all they have to do is call and that toll-free number, say I want a catalog, and we'll send it right out. They can read through it.
To me, this is the key right here. I mean, everything is spelled out. I mean, it's like a direction, and the things that I think Sharon was this shampoo?
Yeah, that was shampoo.
You even have shampoo. I mean,
omega-3 shampoo.
Why
Never heard of that.
Why did you choose the products that you offer?
So basically it's cupboards in the house, basically is what we did. So we have soaps, we have shampoos, we have skincare, anything that is going to be into the body, right? Soap goes into your body. You don't think it does, you think it washes off, it really doesn't. Our soaps are paraben-free, sulfate-free. Our shampoos are paraben-free and sulfate-free. Why is it important that this is sulfate-free?
Yeah.
Sulfate is a cleanser that they use to clean up in oil changing companies. I know we're not allowed to say that companies, but they would spray this sulfate down and it would take the oil off of the floors. And that is what's in there. You can do all kinds of research. There's a lot of people out there that have, that say that sulfates are okay for you. I'm not one of them. And there's millions of people out there that aren't one of those as well. But there's some companies that will say, oh, we use such a small amount, it doesn't matter, it doesn't affect you. But I don't want to take the chance. I have 18 nephews and nieces. I have hundreds of relatives, all of which take my products. And number one is my mother, 87. Anything I make, I have my mom in mind. Not that she takes all of our products, but I think of my mom as in everybody else's mother out there. Grandson, granddaughter, aunt, uncle, that's how we make our products. We just want to keep them clean. We want to make them work and get results.
When you started 20 years ago, so you've got quite a track record.
Yes, yeah. We have a very good clientele base.
Why have I just heard of you? Is it the magazines?
It must be the magazines. We don't do,
you don't advertise.
We don't do TV advertising. We've trickled some out, but we're really not big advertising. We have done most of this through word of mouth, and you know, I remember 20 years ago when we brought out our first multivitamin, and we got 3 orders in a day, and it was a big deal to us. And we get, now it's lots. And we're just so blessed. We're humbled by that we've been allowed to do this for so many years.
You say, this bugs you, there's lots of hype in the vitamin advertising business. In other words, they're promising what they can't deliver.
Yes, there's only a certain amount of delivery that can be done. There is no dietary pill that can make you lose weight. It doesn't happen. They haven't created that. That's a God thing. You're given a body. You're not going to be able to take a pill and lose weight. You're going to be able to take a pill that will help you turn up your engine a little bit, but you're still going to have to do a little exercise.
Yeah.
You're still going to have to watch what you eat.
Isn't it amazing? That's $1 billion business.
Yes, it's huge.
And the reason it's $1 billion business is because people keep coming back.
Right. There is, I haven't seen it to date. There is no pill that's going to make you lose weight. There's a pill that can help you in order to work out harder, and that's big for us as a company. And we tell people all the time, if you don't walk 1 block. If you walk a block, next week walk 2 blocks. Wow. If you do 3 push-ups a day, do 5 next week, and then do 7. And baby steps to health. There's no miracle that's going to change your life overnight. What's going to change your life overnight, just like millionaires are made overnight millionaires, usually takes them 20 years to become a millionaire, right? Unless you create something on the internet or some kind of thing. But for us, we live by that. It's baby steps to optimum health.
What is cold press?
Cold pressing is
you say that's a product. I mean, that's a way you
correct
do all vitamins.
So there's 2 forms that you can use. One's a heat press, and one's cold pressing. Heat in our industry kills. You get a whey protein above 100 and whatever it is. It's all, some people say it's 138. We think it's 118. But if you get anything above 138 degrees, basically it starts deteriorating, if not totally obliterating the nutrient. So therefore, we cold press everything that we do. So we try to make it all cold pressed quality so your body recognizes it. Once it's dead, it's flowed through the body.
So it keeps the potential of that vitamin.
Correct.
For you.
And it uploads to the bloodstream, and without the upload, it's rendered useless.
You say you began testing your vitamins on athletes, and no colds, no flus, no viruses, and you have double-blind tests. I love those because they don't know whether it's XYZ vitamin company or yours.
Correct. Yeah, and that's important to get a true basis on how effective a supplement is. If you give it to somebody and you know, it works, and you give them something else and it doesn't work, then it kind of makes sense that, wow, that really is the one. It wasn't the time of the year, it wasn't any other climate or anything like that. And that's big, you know, to have these tests done and to make sure that they actually work.
Great to have you.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah.
Really is.
Yeah, thank you.
And the founder of the company knows Christ and gives the funds that come into the business
Campus
back
Crusade.
to organizations that reach people with the gospel of Christ. That's pretty good. and when I was reading all of his advertisement in the magazines that I get, I'm thinking to myself, he wouldn't be in these magazines unless he agreed with the magazines. So I thought that kind of got my attention. But I just want you to know that are watching that you can be the most healthy person on the planet taking this product and be as healthy as you possibly can be and not know Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. You're going to die and you're going to go to hell. Plain enough for you? Or you can trust Christ as your personal Lord and Savior. Take care of the temple of the Holy Spirit, because that's what this body is all about. It's the reason I still jog. I still trying to take care of myself, and I push Sharon out the door so she'll walk. But you need to take care of yourself, because this is what God has given you, the tool to reach other people with the gospel of Jesus Christ. So if you trust Him today, just, oh God, be merciful to me, a sinner. Come into my heart and life. I receive you as my Savior. You'll change your life. Then use that website and get as healthy as you possibly can get. God bless you. Bye-bye.
We are LifeSource Vitamins. We could tell you about our scientifically advanced research and development, about the processes we use to choose all of our nutrients. But we would rather just tell you one thing. We answer to God in all that we do. Let our family earn your family's trust. Call us today, 1-800-567-8122, or visit us online at lifesourcevitamins.com.